If you've just left a toxic relationship and that you're wondering why the hell you still miss him, even though he hurt you, even though you know he was bad for you, you're not alone. And no, you're not crazy. This kind of breakup really hits differently. Let's talk about why. Toxic relationships are super addictive. Your brain was on a roller coaster between the highs and the lows. Cortisol, oxytocin, dopamine. It's not just that the relationship was emotionally addictive, it was also chemically addictive. And it's very important that you acknowledge that right now. Because even though you want to let go of that relationship, chemically you are still attached to it, and that's a normal process. You were not just attached to that person, to who he was. You were attached to who you hoped he could become. And it's very hard to let go of that fantasy, of that potential of the relationship. Even though he made you feel anxious, stressed, and deeply insecure, your body really got used to that and it got addicted to these emotions. These became your normal. And so now that it's all gone, you might feel empty. You might feel unanchored. You might be questioning your reality, especially if there was gaslighting. You might be doubting yourself, questioning if it was really that bad. And that confusion creates longing. You literally invested your time, your effort, your energy, your love into this relationship. Maybe you even tried to save him. And now that you're letting go of this, it feels like maybe all of this effort meant nothing. And that's really hard to accept. You might be missing the good moments, the attention, the closeness, and that's okay. But it's not because you're missing these that you should go back. Okay, let's break this down, because logically you know that he wasn't good for you. So why do you miss him now? Because the truth is that missing him is not about missing him. You're missing the version of him that he could have become. You're missing the potential of your relationship. You're missing the future that you've been holding as a vision together. And you're missing the feeling of having someone, the feeling of having found the right person. Because even in toxic relationships, there are good moments. So this is what you're missing as well. It wasn't only just the pain, the gaslighting, him making you feel insecure and anxious. There were good moments. Also because your body got used to the chaos. Your nervous system was constantly on edge, scanning for validation and scanning for danger. And that is very addictive to your body and to your mind. And when you leave, your body can feel lonely and panicked and even bored. That's why you feel the urge to come back, even though your mind knows better. Also, you gave him a part of you, maybe a part that no one else saw. Your softness, your heart, you open up, you became so vulnerable. And that part of you is longing for love, is longing for to be seen. But it doesn't mean it was the right person to receive it. And it wasn't. You know that deep down. And also mainly because you are healing and it's going to take a little bit of time. It doesn't mean you made a mistake by leaving. It doesn't mean it was the wrong thing to do. It's important that you keep on trusting that decision and that you acknowledge all these feelings, but that you still keep that decision that you've made. So a trauma bond forms when someone who hurts you deeply is giving you just enough affection, attention, and love so that you can feel validated, and then you're hooked. This is how it works. So you feel like you can't leave, and even if you manage to leave, you feel like you want to go back straight away. It's literally the same chemicals as addictive substances that are in your body, and it creates this connection where pain and love are intertwined and are connected, and it's very, very hard to get out of this trauma bond. You start thinking that you are the problem, that if you were better, if you were doing more, if you were fixing yourself or being more compassionate or tolerant, then things would get fixed. You think you are the problem. Your nervous system thinks that chaos is love. You might have grown up in an environment that was so disturbing and where your body was so activated all the time and in panic. And so your body is literally just trying to get back to what it knows. Because when things are calm and slower in relationships, it might feel boring to you and your body might freak out, being like, oh, what's this? Your body prefers what it knows, what's familiar, over what's even good for you. But the truth is that safety can be learned. It's important that you realize that you can get out of this. I have been through 6 toxic relationships. I've been through a relationship with a narcissist that completely broke me down. I even was scared for my life, and I found a way to get out. I found a way to completely change the way my body was perceiving love, and I now found a partner that actually loves me, respects me, and it's a relationship that doesn't take my whole time. It doesn't make me anxious, and it felt really, really weird because the only version of love that I had known up till now was completely different. It is possible to get out of that. But acknowledge that your body thinks that love is chaos. It thinks that being in a relationship means proving yourself all the time. It means stressing about every single thing you do, second guessing yourself, all these things. And it's going to take a little bit of time and inner work and effort to reshape that. So why is your brain addicted to the highs and lows? So toxic relationships follow a cycle. Love bombing, tension, explosion, apology, repeat. Each time they pull away and then come back, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, and that becomes really addictive. So even if they treat you terribly and they hurt you so much, the relief that you're getting when they finally give you attention and affection feels so good to you that you are constantly craving it. And it literally isn't your fault. It's basically your brain chemistry trying to do what it knows best just to survive. Okay, let's now talk about the shame spiral where you feel stupid for still missing him. And you know here that you're not supposed to miss someone who hurt you so bad, but deep down, you can't even control what you're feeling. So that's literally the worst part. You're feeling weak, you're feeling crazy, you're feeling so stupid for feeling what you're feeling. So you are also gaslighting yourself. You're probably literally judging yourself, thinking, why can I not move on? Why can I not let go of this? And this is making the thing so much harder already, because what you're going through is really, really, really hard. I'm telling you, I've been through toxic relationships. I've been through healthy relationships as well. And the breakups are completely different. When you go for a relationship with a narcissist or in a toxic dynamic, you can't even get closure. It is really, really, really hard. So if you're adding judgment and shame on top of that, you're making this so much harder. And this is exactly where you need compassion. You need to find the strength to love yourself and to be proud of where you have come and to be proud of this decision that you've made. If I could go back in time, I can tell you the one thing that was missing was a little bit more self-compassion and kindness to myself, because this is extremely hard what you're going through. It is extremely hard. So try to find the compassion and to leave the judgment and the shame aside, because you do not deserve that. And this is making the healing process even harder. You don't need to be your own worst enemy. Missing him literally isn't a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are a genuine, loving, and caring person, and that you loved him so deeply that yes, now you're having feelings and you do care. This is just because you're a good person, and what you're feeling is completely normal. You're not weak. You probably are very conditioned to think that you're not worthy, to think that you have to prove your worth, to think that you always have to overgive and put others first. And so as you're conditioned in this way, it can be really hard to reshape the way you believe, and it's going to take a little bit of time. But just acknowledge that it's not just your choice. It was not your decision to be treated like that. You've probably been taught things as a kid, as a teenager, as an adult, and now it will be time to reshape these beliefs. When you was conditioned to fix someone, to do everything to save them, to overgive, to compromise on your own needs for someone else, leaving them can feel like losing a part of you. And this pain is one of the worst pain I've ever had in my life. So I really, really get where you are right now. You might be asking right now, who am I without him? And you might feel completely unanchored, like you have completely lost yourself and your sense of identity. This is okay. This is the crash, okay? Acknowledge this is the crash, but it's the end of something and the start of something new. And one thing I really wish at the time I had felt within me is that there's another side to what you're going through right now. This is the crash, but then you're gonna land again. This is the start of something new. And it's very beautiful, the things you'll be able to do from the version of you that is emerging right now. Look at me. I have made this such a strength. I'm now helping other women who have been through that find their strength, leave, and become the person they were truly meant to be here on earth. Now, this is where the interesting part, the inner work, is going to start for you. You know, to identify what is love, what is not love, where my boundaries are. And this is a really fun process to go through, even though the healing process can hurt so much. The part where you get to know yourself and to get to know who you really are and who you want to be is fun. And I want you to remember that, because it's not all about suffering. And even though right now you might be in a very, very hard place, this is temporary. This is temporary. And for me, it didn't last this long because I was committed to do the inner work. And once you focus on yourself and what you want out of your life, what your dreams are, what your goals are, then very quickly you just leave this story aside and you can move on. What you can do today to start your healing. First, no contact. It's really important that you set this boundary. You cannot move on. You cannot get to the other side of the mountain if you're still talking to that person, if you're still leaving the door half open. No contact. I know it's hard. I know it's really hard. I know he's probably going to try things. No contact. Acknowledge as well that you have probably been avoiding yourself. You've probably been avoiding to look within, and that now is a commitment that you have to make with yourself to go within, to do the inner work, and to actually claim the life you want to get, to claim the love, the life, the relationship to yourself, the confidence, the self-trust that you want to create for yourself. So cry if you need to, shout if you need to. It's really good to let these emotions out. Journal, take care of yourself, mother yourself, and most importantly, get support. It's so important that you don't stay alone and that you are guided by someone who has been through that, because there are so many coaches and psychologists that have not been through what you've been through right now. And you can feel even more lonely when you're surrounded by people who have not been through that. Surround yourself and let yourself be guided by someone who has been through the exact thing and that is on the other side of the mountain. So block him, reach out for support, and be kind to yourself. What you need most right now is self-compassion. You've been through a massive trauma, and now it's really important that you find your self-compassion and you do not let the voice of shame and judgment and blame take over, even though it is really hard because probably his voice is still in your head. But trust me, there will be a point where his voice completely gets out of the door. I can tell you that around 6 months after I blocked him completely, even though he tried to contact me so many times, I couldn't hear his voice anymore. I found my own voice. And this is the whole point of healing, is how can you find your own voice? How can you choose to hear yourself and trust yourself from now on and create the life you want? You're so powerful. And even if this person has made you think that you're nothing, you are so powerful. You can create the life you love and you can find the right person for you when you will be healed. But now it's time for you to do the inner work. So journal, meditate, use music if you want, literally scream or shout, do whatever feels good so that you can maybe take all the pain out, and do not let your brain, your voice of fear, of judgment, of blame take over. I'm opening up a couple of coaching calls. I'm offering literally 3 calls this week for those who are ready to do the inner work, who are ready to look within and start building something new from the ground up. If that's you, feel free to book a coaching call down below. This is completely free, and we will find a way for you to move forward. We'll make a plan so that you don't look back, you go forward, and you go towards who you really are. Your voice, your authenticity, and your dreams, your goals, and everything that you were meant to do here on earth, so that you can find the fulfillment, the love, the self-trust, everything you deserve within. So book the call now, and feel free to leave a comment below if this video helped you, and to share with me what you're feeling right now so I can support you. I reply to every single comment. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and let me know what you want me to talk about. How can I help you? I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you, but it's also your responsibility to get the support you need to engage in conversations with other people and to leave a comment below so I can support you in the best way possible. You got this. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you so much love, and I wish you realized how strong you are, because you really, really are much stronger than you think. And if I got through it, you can get through it. And there is another side to this big mountain that you are now climbing. So thank you so much. And I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.